Good evening, friends. Welcome back to my channel Infinite Trade. My name is Robin, and let's do a Nifty and Bank Nifty weekly analysis and the plans for tomorrow's trading. So this is the weekly chart. So I'm combining both the video today in a single video, and let's try to wrap it up as early as possible. And if you look at the weekly chart, so after being continuously bullish both Nifty and Bank Nifty, so this is the first time after like almost 4 weeks, which is nearly a month, we have seen a red candle on the weekly chart. So what's happening here is basically, if you look at the trend line that both Nifty and Bank Nifty was following, it has definitely broken this particular trend line, and now I think we may see a small dip, and then I'll discuss like what can happen further. So right now, if you look at this price action, this is definitely a good sort of a price action, but the only thing is, it should have went something like this, then that rally actually sustains. But here, a lot of pressure has been built in here to take the market up. But any sort of bad news, if anything kicks in, then obviously this can even turn bearish. Uh, just to inform you all, like in all my previous discussions, I had told you that as per Elliott wave theory, it was following the expanded flat, and there is, for as per Elliott wave theory, there is still a chance that Nifty can fall back to 14,300. So that view is still there in my mind. But right now, looking at the price action, at least a correction is definitely due. And whether market can turn bearish, how it can be visible in the price action as well as in the data is something which I'll let you know in a moment. So first thing is, as I said, Bank Nifty has broken this trend line, and now it's time for some dip. But definitely the price action doesn't say that it is bearish, at least at this point of time. Okay, the future bearishness indication is definitely there in the data. So like I always tell that what FIs usually do is, for a longer term bearishness, they build short positions in the stock futures, and that is definitely happening on a everyday basis. Okay, if you look at this, even this Friday, there is a short position created by them, and slowly gradually the figure is also reducing. See, from 4,19,000 it came to 394, and now almost 381. So this will slowly gradually reduce to a smaller number, and it takes a little time, maybe a month, or somewhere around 5 to 6 weeks, and then eventually the market, then the even a lot of short buildup is done in the index, and slowly gradually things change. But as I said, this is a trend line breakout, and in the price action there is no bearishness at the moment. And I have given you an idea like when or how it will get bearish if it has to. And if you see here, like this is a kind of a double bottom kind of a pattern. Okay, so a W pattern has been formed here. So in case if it comes for a severe selling also, it may come until this place, and then ideally it should start taking its reversal from this point. Okay, so this is actually 36,000. So till the time Bank Nifty holds 36,000, we are definitely not going to fall back towards the last swing made here. But if it doesn't take support, then obviously the selling can come as per the Elliott wave theory. And as per my knowledge, So whenever the market turns bullish, there is always a last point of selling where the market takes away all the profit from the retailers. So that is still pending as per my knowledge. Okay, and for that one reason I still feel that Nifty has to fall to 14,300 at some point of time, and then whenever the rally comes back, that rally can be a sustainable rally, and we can actually say that yes, Indian market is going to be bullish for the next few years. Okay, so similarly, if you look at Nifty is right at the trend line. Okay, uh, at the trend line it has made a shooting star kind of a pattern. So here it made a doji at this resistance, here it made a bearish engulfing, here it made a dark cloud cover. So whenever it is reaching this resistance, definitely it is making a reversal candle and the price falls heavily. But this time it went a little up and then it made a bearish pattern. So as per the previous data, or as per the previous price action, we still expect some downfall here. Okay, and until where we can expect this downfall, this should be the last point, which is around 16,800. So below this, then we are sure that uh, this was just a rally like this to go and test the trend line, but they are still going to fall. Okay, so now let's move back to a daily time frame and understand what's happening here. So if you remember, like some time ago, I discussed this, that when this trend will end. So for that I said one red candle should close below the previous green candle, and from this place we couldn't see that. Okay, so 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 14 15 candles. So after 15 green candles, this is the first red candle which has closed before or closed below the previous day low. So this means this is an end to a trend. Okay, so when a trend ends, what it does is basically uh, we may see some more dip or at least a consolidation here, but definitely the market is not going to reverse immediately. Okay, so if you look at the previous candles, like here it closed below the previous green candle and we saw a follow through to it. Here also, like this was a green candle, the red candle closed below it, and we saw some selling for the next 2 to 3 days. So this happens very often. Whenever it closes below a green candle after a uptrend, you will always see that the downtrend continues a little. So here also that possibility is always there. Okay, the immediate support is at 17,500. So we'll definitely going to see a dip. Now we'll move to a smaller time frame, and okay, let me also show you Bank Nifty. So this has also made a red candle, a bearish engulfing on a daily chart in both Nifty and Bank Nifty, and both of them have closed almost below the low of, so it took all the gains of last 3 sessions and it closed below it. Okay, so now let's move to a smaller time frame, like maybe 5 minutes. Before that, we'll also discuss the data. Okay, if you look at this data, FIs have closed long positions in future and they have created some good short positions in future. At the same time, they are short in calls, long in puts, even pros are short in calls and long in puts. So both are carrying a bearish position. So FIIs are bearish in both options and futures, and pros are bearish in options. So I always tell you that options is the one which uh, which goes first. So the market always follows options first, and then the futures. Okay, but here both the data is bearish. So what was surprising is after such a big fall, they did not even plan a retracement trade here. Okay, so let's now understand how do we trade tomorrow. So market has closed towards a lower point, okay, towards the day low, and also what market has done is, okay, this is a day low, and we have seen that FIs and pros are both carrying long puts, which indicates that they are expecting a gap down opening. And if market opens gap down, so let's discuss what could be the best sort of trade here. Okay, so first thing, let's discuss gap up. Okay, if market opens gap up, say it's opening above this swing, so somewhere close to 39,150 to 39,200, then that means the market will start consolidating within this range. So it can start consolidating between 39,100 to 39,300. And so why this can happen? Because it can form an inside candle, because the previous candle is very big, and if the market opens gap up, it can start consolidating, and that's okay because they'll not make much loss on the put as well, and anyways they have their call shorts in place. The only thing is short covering in the call, whether that can happen or not is something which we'll have to watch out for. So that can happen once this level breaks in any time. Okay, so I'll inform you in the Telegram if there is a possibility for that or not. So a gap up trade is definitely going to be a premium meeting day. And now we'll discuss what can happen if there is a gap down opening and a flat opening. So let's discuss flat opening first. So whenever market has closed at the low, and if it is opening flat, so flat opening is always known as cautious opening. Why cautious? Because despite of the positions carried by them, the market has neither opened in their favor nor it has opened against them. So an additional money has to be pumped in to take either market down or to take it up. Okay, so this is the logic. So we always have to wait for them to break this level. So once this level is broken, which is about 38,900, is when we'll go and take the put trade. Okay, so we'll keep a buffer. We'll say 38,880, and then we can take a put trade. What should be the target? We'll definitely discuss on that. So flat opening is always a cautious opening after a big trend. The best trade would be a gap down opening. Okay, and that too not with too much of gap down. Imagine that market opens around 38,800 or say 38,750. All that we have to do is we should be waiting for this up move to fill this gap. Here you can go and take a put trade with a small SL of say 50 points in Bank Nifty spot. Okay, and from here this will eventually break this low and start forming lower low kind of a pattern, and the fall can continue till the time they book profits in their put longs, and then the market can go sideways once they start booking their call shorts. Okay, I hope this is clear. So the best trade would be a minor gap down which can immediately fill the gap. So there are two ways of taking the trade. Either you take the trade here at this place, or sometimes due to the volatility you may miss this point. Okay, it can suddenly put a one green candle here, and it can start falling immediately. So the next trade that you take is once this low is crossed. Okay, and that should be crossed before 10:30 a.m. Once this low is crossed, you can definitely enter in the put here. Your stop loss should be somewhere here. Okay. So since we are following the sharp trend, do not plan a very big stop loss. Even if it gets it, just leave it. Not an issue. Okay, now the point is, where should be our target? So the first target should be 38,640, and eventually the second target comes around 38,400. So the actual target after breaking this particular low happens to be 38,400. Okay, so this should be the target. So another 500 points fall is expected in Bank Nifty, but this can come if market opens with a slight gap down, and then if it continues further, that will be a great trade. Now let's quickly discuss Nifty. So Nifty is also similar. It has fallen down sharply. So here 17,726, it has taken a halt here. So as soon as it closes below 17,715, so same logic, if it opens gap up say around 17,800, then there is a possibility it may go sideways, and whenever this level breaks, we can take a trade for both Nifty and Bank Nifty during intraday. And the second thing is, if it is opening flat, then it may consolidate here, it may confuse us, and if it breaks this low, you can definitely take a trade here. Or in this consolidation mode, if you get an entry somewhere close to 17,800, you can take a put trade here with a stop loss of 17,840. Okay, why we are taking this? Because FIs are carrying short positions. So this is also a good entry in case if we get around 17,800. And again, the best trade here will be a gap down. Say it opens with a gap down, like filling this gap around 17,700 or 680, something like this. And it gives a small up move. Here we'll take a put, and then the fall should continue. And your target is 17,550. Okay, 17,550 should be your target for Nifty. So this is my view on Nifty and Bank Nifty for tomorrow. And on the weekly analysis, I'll keep on updating. But definitely, yes, some bearish positions are being built. Maybe that sheet is something which I'll show you later to avoid the video getting bigger. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe the channel. Continue to share this channel. Like the videos definitely when you watch it. And let's meet in another video. Till then, take care. Bye-bye.